What's happening, everybody, man? Look, we got to get into some stuff. You hear me? We got my boy SK in the building. We about to get into this, man. SK was at the game, man. We're going to talk about it, man, right after this. Hold up 1 second. SK, what's happening, man?
What's good, fellas?
And hold on, let me
man?
move you real quick. Let me move you, SK, real quick,
It's a
man.
triple team tonight.
Let me see if they'll let me swap it out. There we go. Because Dave's camera, the way he looks, man, I don't want him to look crazy.
Sometimes he puts me looking this way.
Yeah, I'm a guest. I'm a guest. So we're
yeah,
good.
man. Man, how was it, man? How was the vibes, man? Hey, first of all, shout out to you and Rick putting in that footwork, though, man. Respect that.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. But just to start off with, man, the energy was electric in that stadium, man. The tailgating was electric. You could just kind of feel the build up to the game. Now, obviously, we didn't necessarily know how the game was going to turn out before it started, but you can tell fans were excited. You can tell the players were excited. The stadium is rocking. They got a brand new little theme that they come out to with the purge siren. Like, it's, man, again, just the energy was electric, man. It's hard to explain. You got to go to the game and check it out.
Damn, that's good info, man. The purge siren, man. Because I ain't hear that.
You start hearing that purge siren. Get you going, man. So yeah, dog. It was a great time. Great time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, that was y'all put on a good show, man. At the sponsors, you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna get into that, man. Like, let's shout out these sponsors real quick, man. Renali's, like, hey, SK, Rick, they did a show there live, man. Appreciate them for letting the Purple Code come there and do a show, man. That's much love, man. Y'all make sure y'all go there, check them out, get some pizza. They sell wings too, SK, or what, man? They got some good wings.
Pizza, pasta, and it's bring your own bottle too. So go ahead and stop by the liquor store on the way over there. Grab yourself a bottle, have a good time. I'll be back in December, so we're gonna do another live show. We're gonna turn up, we're gonna have fun. So,
man, I gotta try to make.
Will June and Johnny Cash be there? Will
June and Johnny Cash? June might be there.
June and Johnny Cash.
Right. Let's go,
my dad's
man.
favorite singer.
Let's go, man. Yeah, shout out to Renali's, though, man. Everybody, make sure y'all tap in with them for sure, man. We appreciate them being one of our sponsors. And then obviously we can't forget about Nautical Bowls. You know, it's crazy, SK. Now that you on here, man, tell the people a little about Nautical Bowls, because I tried to look into it and I'm like, I know it's something healthy, man. What do you know about it? Why should people go there?
So yeah, we got kind of the best of both worlds. If you want something a little, I'm not going to say unhealthy, because Renali's is unhealthy. It's hearty. It's good for you. But if you want to go a little on the lighter side, you're watching your figure a little bit, stop by Nautical Bowls. They're going to take care of you. They got the acai bowls. They got all that healthy stuff. So go ahead, stop by. Mention the Purple Code. You get a little discount there.
Gotta
so
do
don't forget about that either.
Gotta do that for sure,
and
man.
Speaking of Nautical Bowls, Chad Greenway actually owns 5 locations out there. That we just learned that when we spoke to him last Friday. So, owner of Nautical Bowls, Chad Greenway, shout out. Appreciate the love from you.
Let's go.
He actually grabbed the TPC shirt from us, so he's gonna be rocking the TPC shirt.
Sweet.
So we appreciate him.
It's good.
Hey, shout out Chad, man, for sure, man. Shout out Chad, man. Hey, legend. Y'all make sure y'all check out Nautical Bowls for sure.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into this, man. Like, so the game, we'll touch on Sunday's game really quick, man. Me and Dave, we kind of did a show after, but we'll touch on it for the Purple Code family on how we felt, you know, and then we'll kind of like try to inch into our Monday night matchup, man, and we'll get SK involved with this. So, you know, from the game, I'll kick it off like this, man. Obviously, Justin Jefferson to me now is the best wide receiver in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just standing on that, and I don't care. Y'all can argue with me all you want. You're not gonna win. All right, I win the argument. He's the best, and we have the right to argue that now. Because the boy just has proven since he was a rookie, man. Even with the run, I said this in a video. Even with a run first type of head coach, a defensive coach, you still couldn't stop this man from breaking records. You know what I'm saying? And now,
yards.
exactly. And now that we have an offensive minded coach, imagine what's going to happen. And Sunday was just a beginning of what is going to come. It's going to get crazy, man. Stay tuned. It's happening. So, you know, how'd you feel, Dave? I mean, what was your biggest point? Obviously, most of us, Justin Jefferson was the biggest point, but think of something else because we got plenty to pick from.
Well, I was pretty happy with our running game. And I apologize, Alexander Madison. You make a hell of a lot of sense for this year's team. We do not need to trade you. We got, and before I did, but the day of the show, I did a thunder and lightning commentary on both the running backs, and it looks like he brings the hammer and the change of pace, and I think we really needed it right there in that third quarter, and he brought it. And then there was a couple runs in the fourth. And I think it's awesome. And we're going to, and if he leaves in the offseason, which he probably will, we'll get compensation. And if we have more guys leave than we bring in, then we get compensation. So that either way, we're going to win. We have him this year. We get compensation. And I was pretty happy with the running game and the run blocking. I saw Bradbury pancake a guy. Yeah. I saw Darrisaw pancake a guy. Ed Ingram was, lifting people off their feet. Pass came a little shaky for him, but the running game was really good.
Even Ezra Cleveland laid something vicious. I believe it was on Rashawn Gary. Yeah, he kind of came and helped out Darrisaw and put him on his back, which was a highlight. So our offensive line looks like it's coming together now. It's only one game. Right. Let's not get too excited, but it's hard not to,
Yeah, well, that's the thing, SK, man. So Mike, Mike, man, shout out Mike, man, from the Purple Code, man, right? So he did his little spaces today, asked me if I wanted to join, and I did that, right? I joined for a little while, man. Shout out to his little thing he do, man. Them things are fun to join if y'all on Twitter, right? So I'm in there, and I said, well, this is the thing. Everybody's saying, oh, the Rams are the best team in the NFC, the Packers. This is all before Sunday happened. And everybody's saying, like, okay, these are the teams. So why is it not right to say, like, hey, dog, the Vikings now seem like one of the best teams in the NFC. I mean, look, we seen them play a game. Yeah, it's one game, but the way we seen them play, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't see it going downhill as bad as it would have like last year with the coaching and stuff like that. Like I only see growth from here, man. You can just see how the offense, to me, everything just felt different. You know what I mean? There was just a different feeling watching the Vikings play on Sunday than I've felt in a long time watching them play. And it's like, okay, so people say it's just one game. All right, well, the Rams got the doors blown off them. The Bucks barely beat the Cowboys. I mean, there really isn't no team in the NFC that really single-handedly smacked the team except for us, and we smacked the team that's supposed to be the best team, one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. So that's why I feel the way I feel, man. I'm standing on that, so they got to prove us different, man. Last year's over with, man. It's a new year, so we here now.
Yeah, now I was actually fortunate enough to meet up with the players after the game and kind of see the energy after the game. First person I saw was Dalvin Cook. Came into the room. I haven't seen a smile this big on Dalvin's face since I've seen him drafted to this team. So the last time I was able to get down with the players was 3 years ago when we played at the soccer stadium against the Chargers. And we won that game, and Dalvin just came out pissed. Wasn't in a good mood. Nobody was. Just we just got a big win. We're headed to the playoffs that year. I think that was the game we clinched, or the game before we clinched an actual playoff spot. So just the energy, not only before the game but after the game. So going back to Alexander Madison, he felt extremely disrespected going into this game by half the fan base, as he should. I think any player would.
And you had his parents at Rinaldi's, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? You had his family there. Yeah. Shout out to y'all for that too.
Yeah, I actually sat with them for the second half of the game too. So He just had his baby on Friday, so he had that extra motivation. He's a brand new daddy, girl dad. Congratulations to Alex.
Congratulations to him, man.
Congratulations to Alex. A guy that we haven't mentioned yet, Zadarius Smith, was ridiculous on Sunday. And obviously, we know the energy that he brought to this locker room, brought to this team. We saw it all throughout training camp and the videos, or if you were there at training camp during the practices. But he brought it on the field. He was the energy for this defense. No doubt about it.
Bro, he's a captain without the captain patch, man. I said that.
Captain without the captain patch, no doubt. And I was actually
on Hicks' sack and that fumble. It was Zadarius Smith that made him move to the left, and he smoked. The running back, Dylan. Yeah, he smoked Dylan and pushed Rodgers out of the pocket, which that's where Hicks came from and smoked him. And then we folded him in half, and obviously he gave up the ball. Hey, you know what? This is the longest I've ever seen Rap go without saying hi to the listeners.
Man, we getting into it, man. We getting into
You're losing your
shit.
shit.
Man,
you're so excited you're losing your shit. Look at all these guys over here.
Hey, let's go, man. My family know I love them, man. Hey, shout out. We gonna do this, man. Let's shout them out, man, because that's only right. Thank y'all for calling me out on my BS, man. I gotta get back on my grind, right? Shout out SKOL Mafia in the building, man. Joseph in the building. Nikki in the building. Felicia, how you doing? Purple Gang, Shane in the building. That's the boy. You already know that. My boy Eli in the building. Dante, man. East Coast Gridiron, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with the boy, man, for sure. We got Toy Company in the building. Troy in the building. Kirk Cousins in the building, man. Listen, Kirk Cousins, he already saying I'm the MVP. Kirk Cousins always tapping in with us.
Kirk Cousins MVP. Declan, I think, said you had a squeaky voice. So work on that.
Yeah, work on that.
They couldn't let you go with that game without having something to complain about you.
They had to say
apparently you have a squeaky voice.
Yeah, man.
And, all right.
So now that's the reason, man. Now you got to fix your voice, Kurt.
Now you got to fix your voice, dude.
There's always something, right?
I literally did a video on squeaky voices last night. Oh my god!
My main thing is my main thing is his helmet, his face mask. Man, like get some swagger, Kurt, man. You ain't gonna win a Super Bowl until you change your face mask. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man.
How about his Bugle Boy shirt? You want to complain about the way you dressed too in the interview,
right? Where you, Kirk?
So, like, that's the thing, though, man. How you feel, SK, man? You was there live in action, man. How Kurt look, man? Rick stated something, but I'll let you say what you're gonna say. But Rick stated something that I want to bring to the people that he was on the spaces with us this morning, and he stated something that was very interesting, and I'll bring it up. But I want to see how you feel being there live and direct. Like, what did you notice how Kurt was playing on Sunday?
The same thing I've been preaching this whole offseason, and why Kevin O'Connell was the right coach. Now, listen, I was all on the hardball train, but before that, before we had the possibility of hardball, I was sold on Kevin O'Connell. He's going to be our next coach. He's perfect. He's worked with Kirk before. And like I said, I've been preaching this all offseason. Kirk is at his best when he's comfortable and he's confident. And that's exactly how he played on Sunday. He was comfortable in that pocket. You even seen, now look, Kirk steps up in the pocket, but it was always more of kind of a cautious step up. Okay, let me just kind of slide up a little bit, just try and get right past this defensive end. Right. If you saw on that second touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson, he booked it. He booked it all the way up that pocket. Got the ball up before he got to the line of scrimmage and threw a dime to Justin Jefferson. So that comfortability and that confidence shine through with Kirk Cousins, and that's a direct solution or whatever the hell you want to call it from Kevin O'Connell. Right. Kevin O'Connell injected that confidence into him, and you can tell he has a whole lot more control of this offense. He's moving his players around. He's reading the defense pre-snap. I don't think you can nitpick anything from Kirk Cousins this Sunday.
Nothing,
I didn't see there isn't anything I can say where Kirk needs to do this better.
Just
I
change
reason-
all he has to do, man, is change the face mask. I mean, and we'll be even. I mean,
the reason he's able to do the things you just talked about is that he's getting the play early. He's getting up there with 15 seconds to go, and he's allowed to make the adjustments.
Yep.
In the past, we were rushing to get the snap off because we got up there with 5 seconds to go. So he had 15 seconds. He's got double. He's got Patterson going. I said Patterson, Jefferson going this way and then coming back. He had time to do all that, and he even had double hard cadence where he seen what they could do, what they were going to do to see if they snuck up on the line, and then he backed off, and then he did it again, and then we snapped the ball. That's all stuff we couldn't do before, and I know you got to back me on this, Rap. As I've been saying that ever since we met, is that we needed to go back to where Favre was in 2009, getting up to the line and adjusting, but he had the gravitas to say, Childress, I'm going to do what I freaking want. This is a quarterback who is a head coach who knows what he wants and wants to give that to Kirk Cousins. And that is the biggest difference of what we saw in this game than we saw the last 4 years.
Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Like, all right, so and all of those things are really good, and those are all facts, man. That's what I'm feeling the same way. So this is what Rick said though that just made me feel really good about what he saw. Okay, so Rick said he sits under the press booth, I guess, like where they do the announcers booths and stuff like that. And he said he brings his binoculars to the game. So he said that same play that SK was stating just now, he said that, he had his binoculars looking in Kurt's helmet. And when he stepped up in the pocket, his eyes didn't look like deers in a headlight, something that usually happens like last year, right? When he started feeling that pressure, he would kind of get into a little bit of panic mode. You know what I mean? And kind of just, looks like headlights hitting a deer. But Rick said, man, the man just looked so focused and his eyes were just straight down. He knew what was going on around him. He slid up in the pocket, and now he did it more than once too. There was multiple plays where there were things going on around him, and it was almost like Tom Brady-esque, where he didn't even have to move his vision from downfield. He just kind of was feeling. He was feeling it. He was feeling the pressure coming from left, right, wherever. And that right there, man. When I heard that, I'm like, yo, that's a step in the right direction. You know what I mean? That's what you call unlocking a new level, you know what I mean, for a quarterback, man. And I'm excited.
One of the things that helps in that situation is when you're in the pocket and you have more than one or two receivers out in a route.
Yeah.
That you don't have a single route, max protect, and they're beating your ass on max protect, and you got one guy in a freaking route that you have more than one option. I mean, he knew Justin Jefferson was coming across that field. So he knew he could step up, buy himself some more time, and make that throw. All Justin Jefferson had to do was find the open area, and they knew where to throw it. In the same way with that 21-yard pass, that was a tough throw. He had to throw it over good protection or good pass defense, and just let Justin Jefferson jump up and get it. But he knew that he had a place to throw it. That I just feel like he knew he had options in that pocket. He knew he had options.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, one thing that stood out for me with this offense too, we did a whole lot of no huddle. And this wasn't no huddle because it's the end of the half, or no huddle because we're down and we need to get back into the game. This was no huddle. We're up 10-0. It's middle of the second quarter. We're going no huddle. Let's get up to the line. Let's get it going. And that goes with what Dave said. He's getting the play probably before that 15 seconds, because I believe
it cuts off at 15.
Yeah, it cuts off at 15 seconds. So instead of getting the play at 15 seconds, he's probably getting the play at 25 seconds. So I gives him an extra 10 seconds to boom, dissect, look at the defense. Oh, I'm still talking to coach. What are we doing here? So that shined out to me in that game, is that we weren't huddling for half of the game. We were just getting up to the line. Kirk was reading the defense, and whether we're running that play or switching it up, that's what it was. And we haven't seen that. We have not seen that from Kirk Cousins in this Minnesota.
In the fourth quarter, when we gave up a lead and had to try to get back in the game.
When it was too late.
Then it's like we're playing catch up And this is where we're playing from ahead and just putting our foot on the gas like we've always been talking about.
Like we've all wanted. Like we've all wanted as Vikings fans. All right, man. Shout out John in the building, man. He said joining a little late. Who do you guys think had the biggest impact on the Vikings win? We already kind of talked about just John, but we ain't gonna leave you hanging, man. We all feel like pretty much. I mean, we know the running backs. Dave stated how Alexander Madison, Kirk Cousins is another one because he said besides JJ.
Yeah, I had to go without, I had to go besides Justin Jefferson.
And then I would have to say
the running game.
SK touchdowns, Zadarius Smith and things like that, man. So those are
another guy too who may not have had, a big stat line or anything like that. But if you go back and watch the film, another free agent we picked up this offseason, Harrison Phillips. He's holding that line. And dude, we haven't mentioned this guy yet. Jordan Hicks. What was it?
Wow. We did. Yeah, I said he smacked that sack.
Jordan Hicks, though, man, leading and tackling.
He was a thumper. He was a thumper in the run game, but if you go back and look, he was a little shaky on pass defense. He let guys. I don't know if you saw that early on. We're doing those running backs into the flat, and it was hitting them. And Hicks was the guy trailing 10 yards behind. So I think that's an adjustment because I don't think he was that off in preseason or practice. But I think in this game, it's just an adjustment they're going to have to make. I don't think Hicks not capable of doing it, but he more than made up for it in the running game. He was a thumper, 14 tackles, 9 were solo.
And watching those plays where he did give up a few passes and coverage, he just needs to get a little bit wider. From my knowledge to what I saw.
Right.
He just wasn't in the right, or he's that far from being in the right position. So again, to say what you said, Dave, it's just a little tweak. They'll adjust that in practice. And also look, regardless of what we feel about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, that's still Aaron Rodgers. That's still the reigning MVP. And we held him with no touchdowns. What do you have, like 170 yards or something like that? So
exactly.
I mean, you got to give this defense credit. AJ Dillon was their leading receiver.
Got to, and that's why I don't really. I mean, I understand the it's only one game talk, but I'm like, yo, I don't care. The season started, bro. It is what it is. We smacked them. I'm going off one game, because that's the only game we got right now. I'm going off of it, so I'm living it up. I'm drinking all the purple Kool-Aid, bro. I'm stumbling out the club on that shit. You hear me? Like, like I need a Uber. I need to take a Uber home, bro. I'm telling you, that's how much of that shit I'm drinking. I'm telling you right now.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
That first play of scrimmage for the Packers, Christian Watson dropped that third fire touchdown. That could have changed the whole game. Now, I'm not saying the Packers would have won if they would have made that play happen, or Christian Watson would have caught that ball.
Yeah, it could have.
But that was a huge play.
It would have made Aaron Rodgers start looking his way more for sure. Because you notice after he dropped that, Aaron was like, "Bro, you're not touching this ball again unless it absolutely
next time he was targeted was 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game."
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, the look on his face, bro, he was pissed about that. She's like, "Yo," because remember, we all remember now. He did a training camp interview where he said like my rookies are dropping the ball out there.
They're running the wrong routes. They're dropping balls. They got to know they're not going to get out there unless they fix these things.
Man, shout out everybody in the building, man.
That was the gripe on Watson coming out of college, is that he dropped a lot of balls.
When he dropped that, I was like Summit League. Because I've been when people were bitching about how we traded with the Packers so they can get up and get their receiver, and I said Summit League. I mean, that was the freaking Summit League. But yeah, I heard Locked On Sports Talk, one of the Locked On guys, I think it was Luke Braun, he said that he compared him to Williamson, that he was stone hands at NDSU, but I don't know about that. I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to him because, I mean, even though I grew up in that area, I just don't pay attention to the Summit League.
Yeah,
but he was fast. I saw that. I don't think he ran particularly good routes at NDSU, But yeah, he was super fast. And he's good size. That's all I knew about him.
For sure, man. Hey, shout out everybody in the building, man. Real quick, man. We got 20 people in the building watching tonight, man. We appreciate y'all. Hey, look, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Purple Pocket Podcast, man. That's my personal channel. If y'all want to see Vikings content every day, as well as the Purple Code, man. We on here Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. 8:15 Central Time, and then SK, man, living the West Coast life, man. I guess that's what 6. It's only 6 where he at. You see the sun still out where he at, man. He living his best life over there, man.
Sun is shining. It's hot out here. I was enjoying that cool weather in Minnesota, but now I'm back in this heat.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. We appreciate everybody that's supporting, man. So, all right. So now we gonna let this game sit in the past now. All right, it's Tuesday. It's behind us. It's Tuesday. We got the win in the win column. Now we're going to start inching over into Monday Night Football. Now we know the narrative of Kirk Cousins is he can't win in prime time, but he's won the last 2 Monday night games, I believe. Last time I checked, right? Is it the last 2? I know he won against the Bears.
They're both against the Bears, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So as of right now, man, if we're just starting from the time he's won his first one, he's 2-0 now. So
there's some of the fact that he's passed up and is over 500 in prime time. I think that came out this offseason where everybody was still pushing the narrative that he couldn't win in prime time, but he's actually above 500 now, I believe.
I don't think we can. I'm not going to even look at the past in his past prime time.
Sure. It's like Tomlinson asking Zimmer, shut up. You haven't won in prime time on Monday night in 572 days. I'm like, shut up. That was Zimmer.
To be honest with you, we kind of got to take Kirk in a new slate with this.
Yeah, I mean,
we all know how big of a deal it was bringing in an offensive-minded head coach and a guy that's going to support Kirk 100%. Mm-hmm. And the little sample size that we got proves that is a big deal. Yeah. So I'm not looking back at the past primetime records. What does he look like on Monday night, Sunday night, whatever it may be? Right. I'm starting with a clean slate, regardless of him winning his past 2 Monday night football games. This one's a whole lot bigger than playing the Bears. This is in Philadelphia against a very good Philadelphia Eagles team.
I'm with you.
And the thing that never gets said about those primetime games is, like, in his lifetime, the average, the points given up by his defense was like over 28 points. So I think we got I hope it's not going to be a game like the Lions and Eagles. I just don't think we're going to let that happen.
No.
But I'm just thinking that our defense, showing what we did against the Packers, will show up on a Monday night. And I think we got the personalities that are up for this game.
We got the personnel, man. Like, looking Z Smith and D Hunter, man. Like, listen, bro, we causing havoc all year.
They just want to show off, I think. And what a perfect time on Monday night is Hunter and Zadarius Smith.
So there's a stat, right, for going against the Eagles, man. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts, man. Most people that follow me know how I feel about the Eagles, bro. I feel like they're overhyped. Everybody says, oh, well, going into the season, they're kind of a NFC favorite because of all the things they've did in the offseason. Their draft and then bringing A.J. Brown, everything like that, right? I'm not worried about them. So there was a stat. Their offensive line on Sunday against the Bears allowed a ton of pressures, and Jalen Hurts had to scramble 17 times, not deciding to run because it was just a running play. Like, he had to scramble, and mind you, he made the most out of them, and that's the problem. So that's one thing that I'm hoping we kind of lock down on, is don't let him get outside the pocket too much and pick up these first downs when it's like, 3rd and 8 and stuff like that, because he does have wheels on him. So, I'm hoping Ed Donatel puts together something where we keep a spy on him or something that we can do, without getting, dots thrown. Because I'd rather make him stand back and try to throw the ball, because I'm not worried about him sitting in the pocket and darting us all night. I feel like we'll eventually get a turnover. But if he does start getting those 3rd down and he starts scrambling and getting those yards, man, that might wear us down a little bit. But I mean, I have no fear of the Eagles, though, man. How do y'all feel going into the Eagles, man? We'll start with you, SK, man. What are you feeling like for Monday night?
My biggest concern, and this is my biggest concern for this season, is the run defense. I believe the Packers ran for like 5 or 6 yards a carry against us. Now, granted, we were up, the entire game, so we weren't necessarily keen on the run. We are just making sure Aaron Rodgers was going to beat us over the top.
Right.
But against a team like Philadelphia, I think we all know Jalen Hurts isn't a very good passer. So we got to key on the run. Yes, Miles Sanders isn't the greatest back. Kenneth Gainwell is, kind of middle of the pack, but does possess some talent. But it's hard defending a mobile quarterback, regardless of how you feel about him.
Right.
Defending a mobile quarterback is very difficult, and this is going to be a big test for us. Now, if we can go out there and we can shut down that run, there's no doubt in my mind we win this game. No doubt. No doubt. Because if the Lions can throw up 35 points against the Philadelphia Eagles, we shouldn't have any problem doing that.
Oh, yeah.
So stop the run, you win the game. I think it's simple as that.
What's up, Mike? Mike in the building. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, so also, are we going to give up a pick six and then do an onside kick so they can go up by 3 scores? I just didn't make any sense. Didn't make any sense on that onside kick they did to let them go up. They didn't do that. There's a chance that they would have ended up winning because they wouldn't have gave up a short field like that. Give us a short field.
Was that Detroit that did that?
Yeah, Detroit onside kicked it.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a pick. So Philly got a pick 6, and they gifted them an onside kick to give them the ball at the 40. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, we're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see us doing that. That's 14 points they got. They could lose that game.
That's Dan Campbell trying to do too much, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with these gung-ho coaches that make decisions like the San Diego's coach lost the game for him against us last year. So, we go – so that's what the Lions did is gifted them 14 points. If you spot an NFL team 14 points,
you do got to give the Lions a little bit of their props, though, man. They put up a fight. They did claw back. And the Eagles fans, so I got a ton of Eagles fans that are reaching out to me, man. I'm doing a couple shows with them this week, man. I'm booked from tomorrow all the way into freaking Saturday with these guys, right? And a lot of them are actually mad about the game, even though they won.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're worried about us. They think we're going to smash them.
That's what I'm talking about is because the Eagles were gifted 14 points.
Yeah.
They really would only scored 24 points. They weren't gifted 14 of them. So I'm just saying that instills more confidence in me. I was already feeling better about it. Earlier in the year when I did 12-5, I had us losing to the Eagles on the road. I started to think, this game's looking a little bit better. And after watching last week, I went back and watched the game. The Eagles game, and it was sloppy. They were sloppy on defense. They were giving up chunky yardage to Swift. We got, I feel like we probably got a better running game than the Lions. I think we can.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to control the clock the whole game, and then we got Justin Jefferson. What?
Yeah, man. I feel good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Rager.
man. Yeah, Rager might have.
Hey, he didn't muff a punt.
It's like we always got a player that can get revenge out here. You know what I'm saying? Let Rager cook now, man.
How about Janarius Robinson?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a Eagle now.
Yeah. Rager is another guy where just seeing what he kind of was dealing with in Philly. Now, granted, he didn't deserve all the social media attacking from Philly. We all know how Philly fans are.
Right, yeah.
Kind of crazy.
They booed Santa Claus, man.
But I'm putting Rager in that same category as Kirk. If he's comfortable and he's confident, you're going to get the best out of him. Yeah. And now, granted, he didn't take a punt return back to the house. He didn't catch any balls on offense. But he had a little moment during the game against the Packers where it looked like he was going to get tackled inside the 6-yard line. And he just stiff-armed a dude off him and ran for another 10, 15 yards.
Right.
So when you see stuff like that, it gets you excited. Say, you know what? We might have something in Rager. And on top of that, he's going to be motivated in this game. It's prime time. If he can find a way to make a difference in this game, it's going to be huge, not only for this team, but for his self-confidence for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I seen a clip, man. What made me like him a lot today, man, is I seen a clip after Justin Jefferson scored that touchdown, and he went over there to Justin Jefferson and like did the little
Yep.
juke and was like, I told you, boy." Like it just shows, like, you know, he's not holding any of that. Oh, you're in Justin Jefferson's shot. Like it shows me that he's a real team player, man, and he ready to win. You know what I'm saying? And you know that just goes again, SK, real quick, man. That just goes again towards Kwesi and the front office, man. Just, you know, hand picking these players and knowing their personalities, man, and bringing these personalities in, you know, like it just shows you, like, hey, it's not about ISM and Jalen Reagor being similar players for what we know. It's about, hey, Jalen Reagor's personality, man, the character he's going to bring to the locker room just fits what we're trying to do moving forward. And, you know, he's going to fit in better. And I have to trust the process. And as of now, man, I'm trusting it, bro. I'm loving it. To be honest with you, like whoever they bring in at this point, I'm going to believe in them. You know what I mean? That's the feeling I got right now. Go ahead, Dave.
In the off season, I was having these little spats with people when we were anytime we were looking at getting a coach from an NFC team like a Packers or the Bears, and we picked up when we went and signed Pettin.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many people just freaked out. I don't want a guy from that losing team. And I'm saying he took the Packers to 3 NFC title games as a defensive coordinator.
Right.
And he brought in, now I just want to go back to every single one of them because Zadarius Smith gave him credit for bringing him to the team, not back in off season, but after this win. And after an interview after the game, he didn't name Donatel, he named Pettin for bringing him to the Vikings. So hey, there's a lot to be said what Kwesi did, not just bringing players, but bringing coaches to this team that made a big difference.
And given, and then it just goes back to Kirk giving the game balls away to them, man. It just shows the vibes, man.
Apparently
that locker room speech video, man. It just shows how things are operating there. You know what I mean? Like it's running how it's supposed to. Yeah.
Apparently Ziggy was planning to do that, and then Kirk Cousins asked if he could be the one to hand it to him, and he said sure.
Yeah.
So I heard Cousins say that today.
And I don't want to backtrack. Another guy that we should mention too, and he probably had one play that really stood out. Chandon Sullivan.
Yeah,
Chandon
man.
Sullivan.
Oh yeah.
Almost made a beautiful play.
It might have been one of the plays of the game, man.
Man, so SK, did you hear? Were you hearing all of my predictions leading up to the game where I was calling it? I was like, listen, Chandon Sullivan will have an interception against Aaron Rodgers. Y'all watch, like, because I'm high on him, man. I'm high on him, bro. When he dropped that ball, bro, I was like, yo, because I was gonna go share that video and plaster that shit everywhere about how I predicted that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was plastering it.
We both predicted Smith to have one. I said Kendricks was going to have one, but he had that pass breakup at the end of in the end zone at the end of the
which
game.
Was good.
I feel like I called it.
Yeah. One thing before I get out of here, because I got to get my family time in because I was gone.
Sure, man. Yeah, for sure, man. You know that.
Look at every free agent Kwesi signed in the offseason.
Yeah.
First game of the season, they all made a difference for this team. Zadarius, we all know what he's done for this team so far. Harrison Phillips, you may not see it on the stat sheet. Watch the film. Chandon Sullivan, I didn't see him get beaten coverage. Almost had a pick. Who else did we bring in? Who can we think? Well, I mean, those are the three that come to my head.
Those are the three. Yeah, those are the three main ones on defense. Yeah, and defense is what we needed to fix.
Hicks, Zadarius Smith.
How could I forget about Hicks?
Yeah,
Hicks was huge.
14 tackles, 9 solo.
Yeah. Ridiculous. But appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Yeah, you know that, man.
For the rest of the show. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at SK_TPC. I appreciate y'all, man. Have a good show.
All right, bro. Peace out.
Speaking of which, if you're just joined us and have not yet, go and subscribe to Minnesota Sports Talk and Purple Pocket Podcast
for sure
on YouTube. Minnesota Sports Talk, Purple Pocket Podcast. We go live on there 2 or 3 times a week, and so far we're doing after shows. So go check us out. Make sure you ring the bell and subscribe. That way you don't miss one of our live shows.
Yeah, man. Shout out Felicia with the comments talking about beat the Eagles. I feel good about beating the Eagles. Like I said again, I'm not worried about the Eagles, man. Mike said, random question: Do we still want Sue? I mean, don't get me wrong. If we can figure out a way to get him, it won't hurt, man. That's how you build. You got to remember, Mike. We wouldn't sign him for the fact of, oh, we need him to stop the run. I mean, would he hurt anything? Absolutely not. But we do have some cap issues we got to figure out at the end of the season with Kendricks and things like that. But, signing him to a 1 year right now, hey, help us this year. Why not, bro? I mean, I know you don't really like him. You've been saying don't get him and all this, but I mean, what would it hurt to add him on the team just if we know like we can make a run this year? Like, let's say we start the season out 3-0, 4-0. I mean, shoot, why not bring somebody like Sue in just to add that, that leadership, that Super Bowl winning pedigree? I mean, shoot, I'm not against it. But if we don't get him, I also won't be mad. It's just one of those things, So
I got to call out Shane after the game. He said Hicks had a great game, and I was a little hesitant. But now that I went back, and yeah, he was a hammer in the running game, man. He was a complete hammer. The only complaint I had was, if Shane's still listening, the only nitpick I had is I think more of an experience inside the defense type of thing that he'll fix is
right.
getting that crossing route, the pass coming from behind, or the receiver coming in from behind him of where he should be depth wise on a play like that. But he had recovery speed and actually made a couple of tackles for saving them from bigger gains. So yeah, he had a hell of a game.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Hey, we played all around, on Sunday, man. That was a fun game to watch, man. That was just a fun game to be a Vikings fan, and I feel like this year right here is just going to be a fun time to be it's a good time to be a Vikings fan, man. Let's just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So just keep repping the purple because we are going to surprise the world this year, man. And look, not only do I feel like this off of one game, all right, this is going on all main medias today, this morning. If y'all watch, man, most main medias have us as the third best team in the NFL. If you look at Stephen A. Smith dropped the top 5. I think Marcus Spears dropped the top 5. There's a couple, Colin Cowherd. There's a couple of guys, bigger guys that dropped their top 5 teams in the NFL as of week 1. All right, and guess what? The Vikings are either number 3 or number 4. You know what I'm saying? And all the
just don't go look at ESPN or PFF, especially
the PFF man. And shit, man. They get too go technical, man. Like
they should stick their heads up with something. They have the Cowboys ahead of us.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, they just lost their starting quarterback. How could you possibly think the Cowboys are going to be better than us if they just lost their starting quarterback, scored 3 freaking points, and we just beat the Packers, who they got 6th? Or eighth or something.
It's
like that.
Some of those things, man.
You're killing me.
You just gotta laugh at. But I feel like how the NFC is looking right now, how it's shaping out after week 1. Yeah, I'm gonna judge it off of week 1. I'm gonna judge how teams played. You feel me? I don't care. I understand the Packers. I understand the Packers lost last year and got smacked, and they came back and won like 7 in a row or whatever. Yeah, it can happen, but guess what? I don't care, man. I'm judging it. You feel me? I'm judging it. We one of the best teams in the NFC right now. Real quick, Janaris Robinson, Eagles. Yes, he went to the Eagles. Shout out AJ in the building. Yeah, went to the Eagles, but he ain't gonna make. I mean,
he had a rough preseason.
Yeah, he ain't gonna make no difference to me, man. It don't really matter to me that he went to the Eagles. I'm more mad still about Watts going to the Bears, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the mainstream
one guy I want to point out that after looking back at the game and I was able to watch, how he did was Tomlinson. He got a pass rush in and collapsed the pocket multiple times. He didn't get a sack, but he might have been the reason why we got 4 because he was consistently just collapsing that pocket on the end position. And I am so happy to see that. I didn't think, I thought he's playing out of position, but he was getting a pass rush, and it was nice to see. If you ever have a chance to go back and watch any of it, yeah, look for Tomlinson. He had a great game.
Facts, man. Anybody that has a YouTube, man, you know, I know Purple Gang in the building, man. Y'all always tapped in, but for anybody that has a YouTube, go to YouTube and subscribe to my personal channel, man. It's right here, Purple Pocket Podcast, man. Purple Pocket Pod. Go if y'all want to hear me hyping up the purple. Go there, bro. I'm turning all the way up. You feel me? I'm hyping them up. If you want to drink purple Kool-Aid, come subscribe to Purple Pocket Podcast with me, man. Don't let me get drunk off this shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get drunk off this shit.
After you're done getting drunk off of Purple Kool-Aid, Minnesota Sports Talk.
There we go, man.
Check that out too. Subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell, especially on Purple Pocket Podcast, because that's where we're currently going live until I figure out how to do shit.
Yeah, for sure, man. So y'all definitely go over there to YouTube and support us, man. We appreciate y'all supporting us on the Purple
Not
Code.
Purple for the win.
No,
we know he's got enough.
But we love him,
subscribers.
We
watch him regularly. He's my number one podcast to go watch. He's my number one podcast to go watch. But no, not for the win.
Purple
you can try us out.
Purple Pocket
Mix us in a little bit.
Man.
Sprinkle us in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. I rock with him though, man. I rock with all the Vikings channels though, man. We all a family out here, man. You feel me?
I'm starting to stiff arm a couple though after yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Off a good game, man. You still got some out there that just think Kirk Cousins just doesn't talk right or something.
The next gen stats say that Kirk Cousins wasn't as risky. He was the 6th least riskiest quarterback out there. Oh my God. We just beat the Packers' pants off and he made big plays. And come on, man.
Shit. Listen, this year, man, for everybody who in the building, man, this year, trust me, man, we spanking shit. You hear me? We taking our belt off and spanking shit, man. Watch. I'm telling you, man, mark my words, man. Monday night, man, it's going down, man. Take your belt off, bend over, man. We spanking shit all year, man. That's a fact. telling you.
This Eagles game will tell us a hell of a lot on the road against a good team.
It will. This will be a good game. And I'm not going to say we're going to lose. I don't care. You ain't going to hear that come out my mouth at all. But
we're 2-point dogs.
If something does happen, it's still going to be a game. It ain't like we aren't going to look like the Packers looked against us. It ain't going to be that type of game. I can promise you that. We going to be in the battle regardless. You know, if anything, it might come down to a last second possession where we got to either they're going to have the ball or we're going to have the ball. But as far as us just getting mollywop, no, we the ones doing the spanking this year. We the ones with the leather belt. That's a fact. Like I ain't tripping on none of that, man. I'm drinking all the purple Kool-Aid, man. For real, man. Who got glass? Hold your glasses out, man. I'm pulling y'all some. Y'all want some? Y'all want some? Here.
Shane, are you talking about that with 4 guys on the 4 locked on guys talking? Is that the video?
Yeah, hey, Shane hates
Shane,
what's the dude's name?
Luke he knows which video I'm talking about. I sat
Shane
there
don't like Luke, bro.
That's what I texted you, man. I said I feel like I want to puke watching this video.
You think Shane be hard on me sometimes, boy? Listen.
Oh my God, I was dying. Oh yeah, Shane, he knew I was talking about that video.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, guys, just have some joy in your life. You should have seen what Spinoza said about him today. Not to crack on these guys too much, but Spinoza said today, and he quoted those guys, and he says, "No wonder someone like me who's a part-time, Kirk Cousins Homer fan, that I grew 2,000 followers in 2 months." With podcasters like these guys, and he shows a picture of them from their video last night because they were just nitpicking little things and gave him absolutely no credit. Yeah. It was ridiculous. Come on, guys.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Look,
guys.
I think Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins this year, man, is definitely gonna surprise a lot of people, including myself. Because everybody that knows me, that's followed my channel, knows that, at the beginning of my channel, my very first video, if you go back to Purple Pocket Podcast and look at my very first video, which was like February 10th or 11th, before I even started talking, I said, listen, I am not a Kirk Cousins fan. I stated it, and I ain't deleting that video because that's how I felt going into starting my YouTube. But I tell you what, as it went on, we fired Zimmer. all of these things happened after I started my YouTube and I started leaning more and more into Kirk Cousins. And now I'm on his shoulder, bro. I'm like this, you know what I mean? I'm falling asleep on the dog's shoulder, man. Listen,
one day
I'm
one
with
of
him.
your one of your post Super Bowl videos came up and I listened to it and I'm like, trade this son of a
trade that motherfucker, man. Listen, but but you know what? I'm happy. You know, I'm glad to be a Vikings fan this year, man. I'm glad to be a Vikings fan every year, but you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with him, man.
I'm sure Luke doesn't watch any of our shows, but look what SKOL said.
Oh yeah, I know Luke does with those rapping, yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh
He don't watch our shows, man. He's too big. They're too big for us.
You're making my cheeks. Oh, you're making my cheeks hurt, man. Shane,
but yeah, man, we ain't here to diss no other Vikings podcasters.
I know it's me. I blame me for this. I said last night these guys were part of the
lot of people were mad at that podcast last night.
I became a podcaster. These guys, these guys in Purple Daily. Yeah. When I started watching YouTube in the off season, getting ready for the draft, because that's when I started watching, they convinced me they needed that YouTube needed another Viking voice that wasn't as super negative as what I was listening to. Yeah. So that gave me inspiration. So I give them credit for giving me making me want to have a voice about the Vikings.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
And then I saw rap, and it was a done deal.
Yeah, man. Shot them out, man. Shot them out, though, man. Mike said he blocked them after that podcast. Listen, there's a lot of people upset about that for real because they took all the negative out of.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, man.
No, I mean it was obvious. It was definitely obvious, man. God. I sat there and watched it. It was obvious.
The sanctimony of these guys. There's one guy on there that I think he's there as like the moderator that I think is, not nearly as negative as the other three guys, and I feel bad for him because it's almost like it's required by Locked On to be this way. So yeah. I don't know. I like, hey, whatever.
Yeah, but man, let's get into the Eagles, man. Again, man, let's start inching into the Eagles. So let's do this, man. We ain't gonna get too deep into it. We're gonna be on for about 10 more minutes, man. 10, 20 more minutes, man. We just gonna do a little quick breakdown of what we expect to see the Eagles, because we won't see the Purple Code family, man, until after the game, all right? Until next Tuesday. But if y'all want to rock with us, man, like I said, go to YouTube. You see our names there, right? And subscribe, right? But what are you worried about, Dave? Is there anything that you're concerned about going into Monday night?
Besides Kirk's squeaky voice?
Yeah, besides the squeaky voice.
All right. I beat things to death, man. Sorry. What I'm worried about is just not being too high, being too high. Like, going into
so you don't want to sip this purple Kool-Aid with me. That's what you're saying. You're not sipping this Kool-Aid with me?
Going in there like 2017 where we thought we were going to just wipe the floor with the Eagles because they got Nick Foles. That I don't want that shit to happen again.
Right.
I just don't want to go in there like super high without having, be grounded, knowing that we're here to do business. Right. Like this game isn't going to be handed to us. I felt like we were gonna, and we came out winning 7. We went up on the first drive 7-0. Then we held them. Then we didn't do nothing, and we had a pick 6, and it was just a mess. I just felt like we went into that game with just way too much confidence that we weren't ready for what was about to happen. And I feel like this is a team that's more focused, and it's not a playoff game. So I feel like it's going to be a workmanlike attitude where this is the next game. This is stacking wins. Let's, I feel like we got that. I just don't want us to be too high. Not as fans, we should be loving the fact this. I just think the players need to be, ready to go, not be too high, and just live in the moment.
Yeah. AJ, who's saying pick 6? Am I saying pick 6? Lock down Brown while still watching. We need to lock down Brown while still watching Smith. Did I say a pick 6? Maybe I did. I don't care.
Oh, I said pick 6 because that's what happened in the Eagles game in 2017.
Oh yeah, you talking about with Case Keenum? Okay.
And I said it earlier when the Eagles pick six the Lions.
Oh yeah. Like I see now. You keep bringing that up.
So
You keep bringing that shit up.
If I said it 4 times, does that mean it's gonna happen, AJ?
Yeah, don't do that. Quit bringing that shit up. I'm with AJ.
Like,
I'm with AJ. Quit bringing that shit up. And AJ is not a she. It's a guy. I believe.
Well,
correct us if we're wrong. No, he's in the picture with either his wife.
I'm seeing the. Oh, there's a. Well, oh, there we go. I can see it now.
Hey, you got AJ. AJ, man, you got to come to our show on YouTube,
too.
Man. We call him old ass Dave, man. You got to.
Dude, the picture is this freaking big.
He's a little senile, man.
It's like the picture is like this big, and I could see makeup and long hair. So I'm sorry, that's all I could see.
Man. He's a little
sorry,
senile. AJ. He's a little senile. It's all right.
You live in shut up, asshole. You live in Green Bay. Tell us what you did after the game, man.
Hey, for sure. Hey, but me why he's doing that. I'm on some my main thing again, like I'm gonna say, man, is stopping. I'm not too worried about being too high. I think the way this coaching staff is, I think the way these guys are bonding and how they know what to do, man. I'm not worried about them getting on a high where they feel like they're just gonna stomp every team. I feel like I'm one of the few that just is drunk off the purple Kool-Aid, but I'm all right though. I've been in bars by myself, man, with just a couple guys and the bartender or a couple girls in the bartender. I'm okay, man. I like being in this space solo. It don't bother me. All I'm saying is don't come to the club after week 8 or 9 and try to be my best friend. You feel me? Just go ahead and sit out there at bar with me right now and drink this Kool-Aid, And if everything goes to shit, then, hey, we figure it out, but as of now, man, I think that we're going to go in there and we're going to handle business, man. I have us winning by 2 scores again. And I'm not going to throw my score prediction out of there only because I'm doing a couple shows with some Eagles. I'm doing some shows with some Eagles content creators, and I want to make sure I keep that for them. But I'm going to say 2 scores, though. I'm telling you that now. And my only concern, a lot of people are saying AJ Brown's the concern. I ain't worried about that, man. Cameron Dantzler. Don't forget Cameron Dantzler. Now, he didn't do nothing special, but none of our cornerbacks really did anything special because we didn't give the Packers a chance. But, I think definitely the cornerbacks will be able to shine this game. They'll have a lot more opportunities to make some interceptions and things like that. And I think Cameron Dantzler can lock him down, bro. Cameron, my boy. There's no thing. So
I need to apologize to the Vikings. I only had them winning by 13.
There you go,
they
man.
Won by
13.
16.
And they have us what?
They won by 16. I need to apologize.
Yeah, they have us as what? 2-point underdogs, I believe, going into Philly. 2.5 or 2. And it might even
the last
change.
I heard was 2, and that was on some betting YouTube channel I happened to come across today.
Yeah, so and that might even slide, man. If I was betting, I'm not gonna bet on this game, but if I was that, I would definitely put my money on it right now that we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna win. Yeah. We're gonna beat them by more than 10 points. I'm gonna say double digits, like I said. It's gonna be 2 scores.
They had to rely on a interception that scored points in the other direction. I can't say the actual term anymore, according to AJ. And they had to rely. They had to rely on that onside on an onside kick with almost 2 quarters left to go.
Right.
The Lions' decision making like that just hey, that's not going to happen with us.
Hey, and all credit to the Lions, though, man. I mean, they did play. They clawed and fought. So all credit to them, man. But they not us, though. You feel me? They definitely not us. So that's a fact.
And that's one of the things that I give KOC credit for is that he had a second opportunity to go for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah,
and chose the 3 points, which was the right decision. Because we were playing ahead, and that was going to put us up, I think, by 3 scores, and that was just more important. So I think KOC he in the beginning of the game, and he said himself, if I probably would have went for it if I could have called the same play as I did before, but I already used that one, so I felt like the points were more important. And
Right.
that's a decision that I don't think some of the other younger coaches would make. He made the right ones, and he made for the time of the game. So I really liked how he managed the game.
Yeah. AJ with another good point, man. That's somebody I do want to see. Hold on. You're not
Shane, the
just
first game is over. Hey,
I
I'm
don't know
talking
how you
about the
guys feel like
Eagles.
he needs the ball in his hands. Yeah, hey, look, AJ, that is one thing I do want to see. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see, Irv Smith Jr. get a little more, touches. I think they're kind of trying to work him in slowly but surely, but I do want to see him explode maybe in this game or maybe just within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I just want to see him get a little more touches, see what he really got, because Munt, shout out Munt, man. He had a couple catches, short hands, was catching everything
Yeah,
thrown his way.
first pass of the game was
Yeah,
first down to
he didn't
Munt.
do bad, man. Seemed like a decent tight end that can catch some short routes and get a
Hey,
couple
Shane don't
yards.
want you to talk about the last game. He said it
Oh,
here.
okay, yeah. The first
Yeah,
game is
game's
over. Yeah, we
over.
over that. We over
Shane, we
that.
can't. Shane is putting his foot down. We can't talk about the game. But Irv Smith Jr. only had 19 snaps, from what I understand, and KOC didn't give him like a vote of confidence at the end of the game necessarily.
Right.
And I know Purple Daily was looking into that more than probably what it is. For me, it's like he's hasn't practiced nearly as much as any other of the players out there. That I called it before the game. I said he would have 3 catches. He had 0, only had 2 targets, and that's because I said he wouldn't play as much as some of the other players, or he wouldn't get that many. He had less snaps than I thought he would get, but I think that's going to increase over time, and he'll be there. He would have been that guy. He would have been on that first play of the game instead of Munt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he would have got more yardage. He's faster. He would have. He would have been.
It
able to
happened,
get
man.
downfield
He definitely gonna do his thing. I'm with Shane, man. He'll get his for sure. I agree. And I know KOC sitting back like, man, we still got this weapon that we haven't showed yet, and it will happen. Let's see how many yards. We're gonna give up. If 150 or less, I think that's acceptable. What do y'all think? I think, and we're probably talking about rushing yards, right, Shane? Like rushing yards,
Yeah.
but we better not give up 150. But I say, and the Eagles I think we're probably going to be close to it though, man. Realistically, only because you got to think Jalen Hurts is going to obviously get some scrambles, man. I mean, you can stop him, you can slow him down, but I don't think you can stop him from getting a couple good runs. You know what I mean? Like he will get a couple good 10-yard chunk. I consider 10 yards or more a chunk run. And he probably will get a couple of those. I would say maybe 2 or 3. I mean, it's just realistic, man, because he's the type that he will scramble around that out of the pocket. And once he gets loose, he's fast too, man. He's faster than he looks. People always chasing his little ass down, man. But I think we're gonna drag him though, man. I'm not worried about that. That's why I said that's one of the biggest points of the game for me, man. That's one of my biggest things that I feel like we need to focus on is keeping Jalen Hurts contained, and not contained in a way like you would look at Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson, I feel like, can beat you with his arm sometimes too. And if he gets out of the pocket and starts running, it's just a whole nother story. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother like punt return type shit. But
one of the things I liked that I think would translate good against the Eagles is that you didn't see Rodgers be able to step up in the pocket, right? We maintained our gap integrity to where that he couldn't step up in the pocket. He had to scramble the outside. If you noticed, that and that's the thing with going into the Eagles is he going to be able, like when Kirk Cousins was able to step up, that middle just was wide open for him to step up.
Right.
We can't let the Eagles do that to us, and we didn't let the Packers do it to us. So I think if we go in there with that same, because Rodgers can run, so it's not the huge leap of a difference of a player because Rodgers can scramble. So yeah, he can do it a lot better than Rodgers. But if we do the same thing, contain them like we did Rodgers, then I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, 150 yards. That might hurt, but if he's only throws for 120, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's probably is going to be like one of those type deals where they will have majority yards on the ground due with their running backs and plus Hurts running. You know, but I'll take it like Dave said. If he only throws for 150, 120 yard, whatever, you know, that's acceptable. As long as he's not throwing for 250 plus 150, like we're getting 400 total offensive yards put on us, it'll get ugly. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, like, I think our defense, bro, is solid, man. I really do, man. I think it's solid enough to hold teams, man. And I mean, obviously Sunday it showed, and we'll see this game right here, yo. If we hold them to a single digits, then we got to start talking about it. All right. I'm not going to jump that far ahead as far as the defensive side of the ball goes. Only reason why I'm so hyped on the offense, because like I said, even with a coach like Mike Zimmer and having these offensive coordinators like, you know, little Kubiak, it's like we still were able to put up 30 points a game and shit like that. We still were able to run up the scoreboard in a way. We just couldn't stop anybody. And you know, and that's just, to me, that's just amazing now that we have an offensive minded head coach, bro. And it's just gonna get crazy, man. I can see us scoring 40-something points this season during a game for sure. Watch. There will be a 40-point game this season for sure. You know. We will run up the score, man. We'll have one of those like how the freaking Baltimore Ravens do, man. You know, it seems like the Baltimore Ravens always have a game where they freaking score like 40-something points and just dominate a team.
I could see us having one of those games where we have like 5 touchdowns the first half.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. I can see us having a big
4
game.
touchdowns and a field goal or something.
I'll call it now. Hurts throws 2 interceptions on Monday night. Let's go.
The same fumble sack. The sack fumble, the strip on with him running the ball, all that stuff's open to us. You know, just this team has been just bred into them the fact that they need to strip the ball. Right. I saw so many times where they just, you know, tried to punch the ball out when the player was stood up. They are doing it, and that's why I was pretty positive of the fact that my pre-game prediction is that we would have a positive turnover ratio. And I didn't think we would have like 4 or 5, but yeah, 2 was perfect. 2, that won us the game.
Let's go. Asamoah needs to put some reps in. That's a fact, AJ. Grand Dodger said Eagles are a 1.5 favorite now. Okay. See, so it has went down a little bit already. You know what I'm saying? So that's because all the hype we getting, man. Everybody on the purple train right now, as far as like the main media.
People are betting it.
People are on the media and they on us now, man. They like, yo, the Vikings, it's just we've been so mediocre for so many years, it seems like now, to where it's gonna take a minute to get people to really realize, like, yo, these guys serious. You feel me? Like, these guys are serious, man. You know, and it's gonna happen, man. Our girl Jade is collabing with Bird Gang 31 right now. Oh man, I gotta go tap in, man. I gotta go tap in for sure. We definitely about to sign out though, man. Is there anything else you want to touch on, Dave, man? Tell them where to go subscribe to your channel, man, for the ones that's in the building that ain't hear it yet.
Yeah, if you haven't yet, go over subscribe to Minnesota Sports Talk over on YouTube. Make sure you ring the bell over on Purple Pocket Podcast so you don't miss any of our live shows over there. And hey, thanks for listening. This is the fastest growing 2 channels on YouTube for Vikings content. So we appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all the truth. Like Dave said, man, y'all make sure y'all go hit the subscribe button on Purple Pocket Podcast and Minnesota Sports Talk on YouTube. Y'all go follow us on there, man, if y'all want to tap in with us. Right after this, I'm actually going to do me a video so we can drop tomorrow, man. Keep the fans watching some football, man, some Purple content. You know, we bring it to you every day. Dave dropped like 3 videos today, man. That boy's like, I mean, he's bringing the freaking fire.
I dropped 2, and one of them was the winning, the winning video.
But yeah, man, we continue to work. You know, we gonna keep on working. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody again, man. Can't wait to Monday night to see y'all. we definitely gonna have a post-game show. We'll see y'all Tuesday night on Purple Code
And
right
we'll
here.
go live a couple of times this week. So
Yeah.
go over to, again, subscribe and ring the bell over at Purple Pocket
Let's do it.
Podcast so you don't miss one of our shows.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, hey, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, Purple Gang.
See you guys.